Hi everyone and welcome to Tony Fox Tarot. Thanks for joining me today. Great to have you with me. Today's pick a card reading question is how do they really feel about me? So that's the heart of the reading. We're going to look at how they feel. Obviously we'll look at their circumstances, what they're thinking, and a little bit about you as well. You know, how are you? Where are you at with all of this? But essentially looking at how they feel across the board and getting a sense as to where this is all going. What's the thrust of this connection to this particular person? So before we get started, if you would like to go down below and hit subscribe, tap on the bell icon while you're there. That'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. Like and share this video where you can. It'd be great to get me out there far and wide. If you are interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. Plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is that you can access my service. Now, 4 cards before you on the screen, each represented by a different crystal. And the idea is to choose a card with a crystal that resonates to you most clearly. So card number 1 is the Smoky Quartz. Card number 2 is the Blue Striated Stone. Card number 3 is the Rose Quartz. And card number 4 is the Red Jasper. I like to take you through a bit of a guided meditation to get to the point of choosing the cards. So feet firmly on the ground and taking in a nice deep breath. And as you release the breath, just letting go of any tension that you're holding from within. And bringing in another nice deep breath. And as you release the breath, just clearing the mind. Now, drawing your attention back to the screen and the 4 cards with the crystals before you. Which of these has the strongest resonance? Which comes to you most clearly? Is it card number 1 with the Smoky Quartz? Card number 2 with the Blue Striated Stone? Card number 3 with the Rose Quartz? Or is it card number 4 with the Red Jasper? So down below, 4 different timestamps representing each of the different cards. If you would like to go to the card that you chose, I'll be with you in a moment. Hi everyone, this is card number 1. This is the Smoky Quartz, and today's reading question is how do they really feel about me? So let's get the cards out and have a look and see what's going on and as to how this person really feels about you. So we've got the Emperor, Queen of Cups, the High Priestess, 7 of Swords, Strength, 9 of Pentacles, the Devil, Queen of Swords, Source, Dioptase, Direction, Heart Chakra, Playfulness, to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. Now, drawn straight up here to the High Priestess and the 7 of Swords, and I feel like this person's been stuck in a rut. They've been very set in their ways. I think they've been doing things in a way that have formed bad habits. And I think over time this has become quite problematic because they become very set in their own way, and that has had a very negative impact in terms of the connection with you, but also it's made things really murky. You know, it's like how are you supposed to plan for a future when you have somebody who's so stuck and or set in their own way of doing things? I think so. It's been very hard to sort of, you know, to harness their focus in a constructive way that actually gets them to see where things are going, and more importantly, how things can be done in different ways, in new ways. This is somebody who just keeps on doing the same thing over and over again, and you know, whether it's right or whether it's wrong, not really sort of questioning that, just doing it because that's just the way that is probably most convenient for them. I feel that this is also somebody who can be a bit depressive. I think when they're uncertain about what's going on, I think their tendency is to sort of really kind of to bunker down and just to kind of focus in on what's right in front of them. They don't really sort of see the bigger picture. And I think that but my feeling is that there's definitely almost like a darkness or a depression there that gets in their way of being able to sort of see clearly. And I feel that this person's in a really difficult place at the moment. So not a healthy place within their mind. Coming over to the Emperor and the Queen of Cups, you know, how does this person feel about you? I mean, they idolize you. They put you on a pedestal. They really love you. I feel this person has some very strongly developed feelings about you. Whether you've been in a sort of short-term relationship or a longer-term relationship with this person, maybe you've just met them sort of a fairly recent time ago, you know, it wouldn't really matter. This person has very strong, grounded feelings for you. I think they really feel love for you. And if they're not fully in love with you at this point in time, and it's sort of a newish relationship, it's definitely developing into something where they feel really, they want to be with you. I think that they can probably be a bit overprotective of you. They feel overprotective of you. They want to protect you. They want to look out for you. They want to make sure that you're okay. In fact, you know, it's like they want to look after you. The Emperor is was the father figure of tarot, and the Queen of Cups is, you know, the Queen of Hearts. You know, this person has you at the center of their heart, and but the Emperor can be a bit overbearing in a way where they become quite strict in a sort of traditional paternal way, you know, like it's an old school father really, who wants things to be done by the book. You know, there's rules and regulations of what you can and what you can't do. And it comes back to this idea of being stuck in a rut, about things having to be done, you know, a certain way. You know, there's not a lot of room for wiggling. Yeah, there's not a lot of wiggle room there at all. It's really, it's kind of like a very tight framework of them having to control things, control you. Definitely, there's definitely a control over you. You know, this is a controlling personality. This is a dominating individual. This is a very masculine kind of paternal energy, but there's love there. There's no doubt about it. I feel there's some very strong feelings that are matured, and they are very certain about how they feel about you. I do feel, if I come down here to the Devil and the Queen of Swords, I feel that these two cards are more representative of who you are. I'm feeling the Queen of Swords is a card of cutting away, and the Devil is about an intimate relationship that is controlling, restricting, uncomfortable, definitely passionate. And there is a lot of passion here. This is a very passionate person, you know, so sexual energy is very high. I feel that. I feel that's actually a really high on the order of you know, generating a lot of sexual feeling there. I mean, it's very clear in this case. So there's a really good match there on that level, but again, very dominating, very sort of overbearing energy at times. Could be a bit too much, and a bit too much passion maybe at times. I get a sense there's you know, if you're with this person, that it would be easy to feel suffocated by them, suffocated by the way that they do things, overbearing in terms of their dominance over you. And I think at times it's like, you know, I get a feeling, you know, it's like, hey, push back, hold back, get back a bit, give me some space, let me breathe. This is too much. And I feel that for you, it actually has become too much, to the point where you're saying, look, I want to get out. I don't want to be in this dynamic. I don't want to be in this connection, this relationship. I feel that this person has a sense of what's going on. If they haven't already figured it out, I think perhaps you might have already told them, and I feel that they are in a place where they feel that their future has been undermined, that it's been sabotaged, that all of a sudden they're uncertain about what's going on. They've had somebody pull the rug out from underneath them. So they've taken it very badly. They feel, once again, I feel that they're in this dark place. They feel like they've gone into a sort of depressed state. They feel that somebody else is holding all of the cards. And they're not used to that. That's the reality. They're not used to somebody else taking control. They're used to being the ones who actually have, and I wouldn't say that they necessarily feel that they have control because they're trying to manipulate it that way. I think they're just used to sort of, you know, looking after things. It's a fine line. I think they go over into this sort of overbearing, controlling state, but it's based more on their personality than it is about any kind of sort of strategic, kind of manipulative attempt to take over somebody or the circumstances of the situation. Coming down here to Source, I feel that this is a card of definitely when someone's feeling sadness and sorrow, it's thinking deeply about the future. Focusing on hopes and dreams for a future with you, but also turning to sort of spirit, maybe even turning to your faith, because it's being tested. You know, they're in a dark place. They hold you dear to their heart. They love you. They feel very strongly connected to you. They don't want to lose you. You've taken control of the situation. They feel that their future is undermined. They've got nowhere else to turn. So where do they turn? They turn to faith. They turn to spirit. They turn to a place that says, it's a focal point of manifestation. I hope this works out for the best. I want this to work out for the best. Guide me. You know, it's a guidance card, looking for somebody or something, or for the universe to basically help me through this situation where I can see the light. So they're opening themselves up into a position that lets in light. And this is a very good thing, because if I come over here to dioptase, this is the direction of the heart chakra. This is recognition of being stuck in a rut. This is somebody who now understands, or is beginning to understand, that they've been wandering aimlessly. And they really have. They've become very stagnant and confused as to what's going on, because they go into this state of bunkering down and just, oh, you know, becomes a very small world that's about their domination, their control. Because it's security. They're not used to sharing power. They're not used to sharing. They're not used to sharing things. I think that's probably what I'm really picking up here. But this is definitely somebody who needs to heal the heart to make progress. They need to work on the inner child. And this is somebody who is compensating at a sort of at a level where they're fathering everybody, yeah, where they're shepherding everybody else as if though that they are the ones that need to look after everybody else. It's like, what about this person? Who's looking after them? Where's their inner child? You know. This is somebody who has forgotten how to have some fun. You know, got playfulness to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. They've completely forgotten how to do that. They've been too caught up in being the adult in a way that has compromised the connection with you. It's lost the playfulness in a way where things are fun, essentially. It's gotten too heavy, and I think this is where you're saying to yourself, look, I've had enough of this. I'm out of here. And if I come over here to Strength and the Nine of Pentacles, this is somebody who has begun to realize through this process, you know, they're turning to the light, they're opening up their heart chakra, they're weighing up what's going on, they realize they've been stuck in a rut, they realize that, you know, things have become stagnant. They know that they need to actually address what's going on in terms of controlling themselves so that they don't control other people. And to pull back that there is definitely a aggressive energy here as well. I've been wanting to say that from the start. I kind of feel this is very dominating energy, but it can be very aggressive energy that could be a little bit threatening at times. And if it's not threatening, it's just overbearing in a way where it just takes all the air out of the room, and all of a sudden you're just not having any fun. And that's where things have come to. You've realised that, you're moving on. This person has been forced to realise that. In a way where they now know that they need to take control of themselves. But they certainly want to move forward in their connection with you. They love you very deeply. They want to be with you. They're uncertain about how it is that they're supposed to make changes and to how to get out of their rut, but they've turned to the light within themselves and to the light externally in terms of, you know, pinpointing their hopes and their dreams out into the universe to say, I really want this relationship. I want to make changes in the ways that I'm doing things. I recognize that things need to shift in order for myself to become a better person, but also to build on the potential of this relationship. So they're there. They are in the balance. They really want to be with you still. And I feel that this is a potential to take forward if you want to do that. Now, I think the thing is that I think you've made your mind up quite clearly on some levels. But, you know, if you were to go back into this connection in a way where you reestablish a potential to move forward, I think you would have to take it very cautiously and give them the space to be able to realize more fully what it is that's going on so that they can actually get a more constructive outcome. But, you know, they would need to earn your trust in order to do that. Okay, guys, I hope this reading has made some sense to you. And if it has, please leave some feedback down below. It'd be great to get that. And if you would like to hit subscribe, please do so. Tap on the bell icon while you're there. That'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. Like and share this video where you can. It would be great to get me out there far and wide. If you're interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. Plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is that you can access my services as a psychic tarot reader. And just on a final note, I release videos each and every week to YouTube, so feel free to browse those that have already been posted. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye. Hi guys, this is the blue striated stone, and today's reading question is, how are they really feeling about me? So let's get the cards out and have a look and see what's going on. We've got the Hangman, the Ace of Swords, Temperance, Three of Pentacles, the Star, Five of Swords, Justice, Eight of Cups, Boundaries, Pre-night, release, declutter, heart chakra, Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you are guided to take. Okay, now I'm going to come down here to Justice and the Eight of Cups, and I feel this marks your position. You're making some, I guess, important assessments as to what's going on. I think you're wondering whether this is worth pursuing, and probably more importantly, I think you're also questioning whether there is a heartfelt connection that can sustain the both of you into a future together. I think you're feeling a little bit beaten as to what's been going on. I think, you know, it's hitting a point for you, hit a point for you where it's like, am I in or am I out? But there's definitely a sense of deflation, of feeling let down, that something's not being met for you at an emotional level. And the emotions are really all what it's about in this particular reading. If I come up here to the Hangman and Ace of Swords, I feel this reflects the other person. This is somebody who is incredibly perceptive, very astute. They have a very sharp mind and nothing really gets past them. they live in that sphere. They don't find it very easy to be in the heart. I think this is somebody who hangs on to grief, who is not very communicative at all. I think that they're very withdrawn. This is a real loner type. Very creative as well. A very, very creative individual. But I feel that at the moment, they're making a decision as to whether they're in or whether they're out. And if they're out, they're the type that would be very cold about that. You know, they'd be very black and white. I'm gone, I'm out. But the Hangman is all about holding on. So they haven't let go. I think they're holding on by a thread. Part of them wants to let go, but a part of them is also gaining perspective as to what's going on between the two of you. Now, if I come over here to the Temperance and Three of Pentacles, I feel that there is already this very solid foundation between the two of you. I feel like there's a bit of history here. I feel like there's enough experience together, enough of a foundation in terms of the connection between the both of you that says, this could actually lead to a really healthy future. When the two of you are in each other's company and you're in that moment where you're not thinking about anything, it's very easygoing. The flow is lovely, actually. I think you build towards really solid outcomes without any effort. There's a spiritual connection here as well, for me. One that says that there is a kind of a magnetic quality where the two of you have an attraction. It's quite magical in some ways. There's definitely a flow there that just says this is easy, this is fluid, and it's spiritually connected in a way where you don't have to think about things too much, okay? I think the thing, well, for me, the thing is that the both of you feel that very evenly. So there's a fairness in this relationship that I really respect, really like that. But the difficult part about what's going on here is that it's all up to the other person. It's not necessarily about what you want or don't want. It's about whether they actually can rise to the occasion and move into the heart, move more fully into the experience of being with you at a whole level. Now, why aren't they doing that? This is somebody who is very vulnerable. I feel like they've got a history of being bullied, of being pushed around. Maybe it's abuse. It could be psychological abuse. It could even be physical abuse. I feel that this is somebody who is incredibly sensitive. They're a loner type. They're not good with people. And the reason why they're not good with people, they're not good at being in their feelings with people, is because they have a terrible history over a very long period of time of being on the bad end of what it is that people can do at a negative level. This is somebody who feels very sensitive, very threatened, and very vulnerable. They have terrible boundaries, okay? They have a tendency to let people walk all over them. And I don't know that they consciously do that, but it's a part of the reason why they actually withdraw into themselves. It's part of the reason why they don't feel things so fully, is because it's easier for them just to live in their mind. Yeah, it divorces them from that emotional pain that can be inflicted upon them. So this is a very important aspect to what's going on. But if we come down here to boundaries, boundaries is all about crossing over into healthy boundaries, about breaking barriers. It's about getting out of the mind and coming into the heart with this particular person. They need to take a risk. It's time to step forward, to get out of their comfort zone, to create healthy emotional and physical boundaries. And they need to get over that anxiety about moving past the emotional and physical stuff that's happened to them before. Yeah, all of that confused boundary stuff needs to be resolved. And they need to address the positive direction that this relationship can go in. They do want that. They really do. I think they really do want to have a future with you, but they're just uncertain as to what's going to happen if it all goes wrong based on their past experiences of feeling threatened or feeling vulnerable of negative boundaries, okay? They don't want more conflict. And the thing is that you are a person who obviously feels quite fully on the emotional level. You're quite comfortable at articulating yourself in terms of how it is that you feel. And in some ways, it's about taking very small steps that actually gives this person confidence that the relationship can move in a direction that builds on what you already have built on. So it's about being patient and taking your time and not rushing into it. Make the effort. Great love is worth taking the steps you're guided to take. Are you guided? You are guided. The two of you are placed together in a way where when you are in each other's company without thinking about it, spirit shines through the both of you. There is a very strong connection here, yeah, that I feel goes into lifetimes. This is not a recent manifestation. This is incarnate, okay? The two of you have a future together to build on from the past. But there is a lot to learn between the both of you in terms of developing that particular relationship. Pre-night, okay? Release clutter. Declutter. Heart chakra. So this is about letting go, releasing emotional and physical stress. This person needs to articulate, dialogue, what it is that's going on, what it is that's been happening. They need to tap into this at a therapeutic level, you know, to talk it through. Maybe that might mean seeing a counselor. That might mean confiding in somebody if it's not you. But perhaps you can begin to prompt them to take steps towards identifying what it is that's going on here in a way where they can begin to release all of the things that are holding them back. For me, it's also about cleansing. It's about cleansing the spirit, okay? Meditation. I think this person is actually very much into that. The Hangman, it's a very meditative card. So, but, you know, releasing, letting go at a spiritual level, letting go of all of the things that are have become toxic at a mental, emotional, physical, and spiritual level over a lifetime of feeling bullied, of feeling harassed, of feeling vulnerable. Yeah, that all needs to go. They need to clean all of that out, to clear the mind, to clear the body, to release. Okay. And when they can get to that point, they can begin to re-establish themselves and to reconnect with you in a way where you have the basis for a balanced and healthy foundation to move forward on, okay? So I think moving forward for the both of you in terms of what is it you can do, I think it's really about taking small steps, being very sensitive to this person's process. In some ways, fishing them out, baiting them out, giving them small bits of constructive parts of the process to work with in a way where they can begin to build on that. Guys, I hope this reading has made some sense, and if it has, please feel free to leave some comments down below. It'd be great to get your feedback. Hit subscribe, tap on the bell icon for future notifications for any readings that I release, and like and share this video where you can. It'd be great to get me out there far and wide. If you are interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. Plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is that you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. And just on a final note, I release videos to YouTube each and every week, so plenty there to browse from or with. And if you would like to subscribe, there will be plenty more to come in the near future. Thanks very much. Take care. Hi guys, this is card number 3 and this is the Rose Quartz, and today's pick a card reading question is, how do they really feel about me? So cards out on the table and let's have a look and see what's going on. We've got the High Priestess, Page of Swords, the Devil, Eight of Cups, the Hermit, Three of Pentacles. Let's get those centered up a little. Wheel of Fortune, Three of Cups. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Selenite, Peace, the crown chakra. And Freedom. I'm drawn over here to the Hermit and the Three of Pentacles. And I feel that this connection has been dragging out over a very long period of time. So my sense is that progress is quite slow. It's taking a long time to get things in order and to sort of move forward in a way. It's a bit backwards and going forwards. So this means that it could have been quite a bit of time that's passed since you've been together. Or it could just feel that proportionately in terms of where things are at, it just feels maybe for you that things should be a bit further ahead in terms of the development of the connection. This other person, you know, I get this really strong sense that they're just not clear about what it is that they want for the future. There are the High Priestess, Page of Swords. Page of Swords is a card of it's a card that overthinks things. There's a lot of doubt in this card. It gets caught up in the detail. It really gets lost in its process. The High Priestess is a card of the future, which is a difficult card anyway, because the future is never really clear. You know, you get an inkling as to what might happen in the future, maybe an instinct, an idea about what you want for the future, but you don't know what's going to happen. And this person is very unclear about what it is they want for the future. Maybe they're thinking one thing one moment and then thinking something else the next. But in terms of the connection with you, the relationship, it's like, I feel that there's a lot of doubt in this person. They're unclear about what's going on. They're unclear if this is what they really want. So a slow moving connection with somebody who seems to have a lot of doubt. But there is more than that. There is more than that. Coming over here to the Devil and the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is a card of emotional... It's an emotional response to what's going on. It's a card that feels perhaps that they, you know, at an emotional level, that you would be better to move away, to leave where you are. That perhaps the situation, the circumstances, or relationship in this particular instance may not be giving you the fulfillment that you want, and that it would be better for you to move on in a way where you could grow. The Devil is a card of intimate relationships, a difficult card in as much as a relationship that's always not always so healthy. You know, there could be things that are holding somebody back in a relationship with that particular card. It usually means there's a lot of restriction. Things aren't progressing forward. So once again, we have this, I guess, this theme of things not moving forward, but how do they really feel? I do feel that they're not being honest with you. I feel that they're not telling you something that's actually really key, really pivotal. So trust is an issue for me straight away. I get a sense that this person is quite changeable about what it is that they want. They seem to have a lot of doubt as to their investment in the connection with you. There seems to be a lot of restriction in terms of things moving forward in a way that actually is healthy and constructive, and which leads to sort of build on a foundation that gives you sort of greater fulfillment. This person, I get a sense that this person really feels they want to leave. They're not sure about how they really feel. They're very uncertain about how they really feel. But I don't feel that they have the confidence to actually be clear about what it is that they want for themselves. And that's a really major frustration point for them. And I think perhaps they can get quite angry at times. Perhaps there's angry outbursts. Because they're not really doing any one thing that they really want to do. They're kind of stuck in a situation that I feel they don't really want to be in. And in that respect, I think it's very difficult for you, because if I come down to here to the Wheel of Fortune and the Three of Cups, I think you're ready to make an investment. You know, you're thinking about taking chances on your future, about maybe making a commitment. But essentially, I think really what you want, you just want to be happy with somebody. You know, perhaps you want to be happy with this person. I think also you want something to celebrate. Maybe you want a commitment that's leading towards something that's more, I wouldn't necessarily say traditional, but something that actually gives you a feeling of, you know, having a commitment that you can look forward to. Somebody who's on board with you in a way that you feel rewarded for your efforts. So I feel that you're putting a lot in at an emotional level. I think you're trying to keep things quite light, quite easygoing. I don't think you're really trying to pin this person down in a way that suffocates them. I think they do that quite well on their own. if anything, I think you're probably trying to give this person the space that they need to be able to figure things out for themselves. But the reality is this person being honest? I don't think that they are. And the reason why they're not being honest is because I don't think they honestly know what they want. So everything's just underneath the surface, the doubt, the feeling that maybe they want to move on, the discomfort of being in a relationship that perhaps they don't really want to be in. And rather than be upfront about that, they keep it under the surface because they don't know how to move forwards without you. Yeah, because they don't have confidence. They don't have confidence just to kind of like take hold of the future and map it out in a way that effectively allows them to live a life where they'd be a lot happier. So this person's a little bit lost, I'd say. Coming down here to freedom. Now, really interesting card because this is about personal journeys and new directions. And the idea of this card is to take control, to take your power into your own hands and to control your life direction. And the question is, which direction do you want to go? And this person can't make their mind up which direction they want to go. The soul, they're at a soul level, that is, they desire freedom. They want to remove restrictions, break free from old attachments and responsibilities. And in some ways, I think they also want to simplify their life. If I come back up here to the Devil and the Eight of Cups, again, Devil is a very uncomfortable card that feels a lot of restriction, feels unable to fulfill its freedom. And once again, the Eight of Cups is sort of complementing that in a way where it says, I want to leave, I want to move on. I feel that this is not giving me what it is that I really want. And this is putting a lot of pressure on you because at the end of the day, you know, what do you do? Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. I think all the signs really are there. Realistically speaking, this is taking way too long to develop and to grow into anything, let alone something. I think this person is in a sort of, you know, like a fairly perpetual state of frustration. I think they're racked with doubt, and I think maybe that's something that you feel a bit sensitive to. Maybe you feel you want to give them some clarity. Maybe you feel you want to support them, that you need to be there for them. But I think if you sort of accepted perhaps more fully what that doubt's really about, then you'd be saying, here's the door. Let me open it and let me help you out, because, you know, this is not benefiting you in any way whatsoever. I think that the reality is that you know what it is you want. Maybe you're wanting it from this particular connection, but, you know, getting to a place where you can actually accept where things are at is a part of what this process is about. And I think coming to selenite, peace, crown chakra, this is asking you to slow down. It's asking you to connect to your higher wisdom. Okay, so it's about creating a quiet and safe space in your mind, in your home environment. It's about attracting positive energy, but it's essentially simplifying your own process so that you can get to the heart of matters, to get to the truth of matters. You know, the signs, the signals, they're all around you at this time, and they have been for quite some time, but it's time to let yourself resonate with that more fully in a way where you can understand the truth of what's going on. Now, I don't say that this means that this is a bad person. I just think that this person's lost on their own journey, and they're uncertain about what it is that they need to do in order to take their power back, about how they need to move forward, in which direction they need to go. But that's not your concern. And I would be very cautious here, because otherwise you'll end up losing a lot of energy to somebody who is very needy. Okay, they do need a lot of support. And so if you have been supporting this person already, okay, that's a part of their energetic scope. You know, they're drawing from you. They're drawing the supportive energy from you because they can't support themselves. But this person needs to wise up. They need to grow up. And they need to make a choice one way or the other. They can't just exist under the surface level, yeah, depending on other people to give them what they need because they can't figure it out for themselves. So, guys, I hope this has made some sense to you. It's been a little bit of a tough one, this one. Probably not what a lot of people want to hear. But sometimes you're better to be armed with the truth, yeah? Insight can give you something constructive to work with. Please feel free to leave some comments down below. It'd be great to get your feedback. Hit like and share if you can. It'd be great to get me out there far and wide. Tap on the bell icon, that'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. Hit subscribe, and if you're interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, please go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. Plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is that you can access my service. And just on a final note, plenty of videos already posted to YouTube. I do that on a weekly basis, so feel free to browse those that are already up. Take care. Thank you. Hi everyone, this is card number 4. This is the red Jasper, and today's pick a card reading question is, how do they really feel about me? So let's get the cards out on the table and have a look and see what's going on. We've got the Chariot, 10 of Swords, Death, Page of Cups, the Devil, Knight of Cups, the Sun, Ace of Wands, Malachite, Nature Heart Chakra, Protection, and Chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. Okay. I'm drawn over here to the Chariot and the 10 of Swords. I feel this is I do feel this is a new connection between the two of you. I feel these two cards here reflect the other person, and they've just come out of a situation that's left them feeling quite defeated or let down. They've come out of that, straight out of that, and straight into a connection with you. It feels very fresh. It feels like it's just behind them. I feel that whatever it is that happened, it's still reeling. So there's still fallout. There is still an effect from that. I think this person has just pushed their way onwards. They've tried to just get over that in a way where they kind of landed into this connection with you, and it's very fresh and vibrant, and I think that they certainly feel quite taken by you. In fact, they're infatuated by you. They're very strongly focused. I mean, given everything that sort of seems to be going on for them in their world at the moment, which is very distracting for anybody, you're certainly very firmly planted in the center of their focus. So they're taken by you. They like what they see. They're excited by that. This is a very useful person in a way where they have a very young heart. Quite playful, very inspirational in the moment, tend to just drop everything and just, you know, it's about having a good time right now, very, very much here and now in the present. I think you're taken by them. I think the sense is that you're really wanting to strike something up. They obviously have brought some very positive energy to your world in a way where you feel uplifted and very excited. I get an excited feeling about this from you. A sense of great potential. I think there is a very strong sexual energy here as well. Coming over here, chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here, and I fully recognize that. I think there is a definite draw here between the two of you that really has compelled each other to just drop everything and be in the moment and really grab this opportunity in a way where it's like, it doesn't matter what else is going on in my world or their world. Let's explore this and see where this can go. So there is definitely this sense of love potential, yeah, that expresses itself in a very magnetic way, very sexually charged way. And I feel that that's great, but I'm going to say some things that maybe you're not going to want to be, maybe you're not going to, it's not that you're not going to want to hear them, but maybe you're not prepared for them. I do feel that this person has left a bit of a trail of destruction. I think that they've kind of hopped from one relationship to another in this particular instance, but I think that they've also done that historically. I get a sense that whenever the going gets tough, the tough get going, and that they don't like challenges that confront them or confront their ego. And that as soon as that happens, there is a tendency to be quite inflexible and a bit sort of forceful and overbearing to the point where they won't listen, and they basically, you know, cut from the relationship and move on, and it's then quickly on to another relationship. And I feel that they've been doing this for quite some time. I feel that I get this thing about trail of destruction. There is a wake of unresolved issues about previous relationships and previous experiences. And look, don't get me wrong, because it doesn't have to all be about intimate relationships. It can be relationships on any level. I get a feeling that this is not somebody who likes to be challenged when it comes to being held accountable for anything that they might have done wrong to somebody else. Protection. This is an interesting card. It says, be prepared for battle. Okay, honorable intentions are questioned, and essentially, you know, you're being called to really follow through and act with integrity, no matter what it is that happens. The whole idea of protection, you know, this is about a knight in armor who is really sort of fighting for integrity, but also, you know, on guard in as much as they're ready for warfare. Now, that's kind of sort of going a little bit heavy, but at the end of the day, you know, what this really calls on is for you to strengthen yourself in light of any potential challenges that may arise. It's asking you to sort of muster protective energy so that you're not vulnerable in a way that leaves you to feel defeated and crushed in any way, okay? Now, I get a sense that there's a good reason for this, okay? I can see here death, Page of Cups. This is an ending link to a new beginning where this person has struck up a new potential with you. Page of Cups is all about the potential of a new relationship, the potential of love. There is a sense of coming out of a very difficult situation, death, ending link to a new beginning, difficult situation, straight into this potential of love, okay? But things are not resolved from where they've left from. Back over here to the Chariot and the Ten of Swords. This person has moved forwards. The Chariot is a card of determination and will and moving forwards, okay? And it's coupled with the Ten of Swords, which is a card of defeat, of being let down, of betrayal. Now, that could be betrayal to somebody else, or it could be betrayal to this particular person. But in any case, they've simply just moved beyond that situation in a way where they've been fairly inflexible. The Chariot is a very ego-driven card. It doesn't have a lot of flexibility in it. It's driven by will and determination, and it arrives this person at this particular point where they're still in the wake of some pretty big fallout as to what's happened just behind them, and they're very much infatuated by you. However, I feel that things have yet to catch up in terms of what it is that they've left behind. And what have they left behind? Because my sense is that there is a previous relationship that this person has not fully let go of, and that they are still very much bound to in a way where there is a definite attraction between the two of them, and that things have not resolved in terms of a clear and final departure. And my sense is that what will happen is that this relationship will come back up again and will land in the heart of what is going on between the two of you. So I think you do need to be very careful here. I think that you need to pull up protective energy around you. You need to be also defending on your honorable intentions. You know, you're coming in at this at a very truthful, very passionate and I guess very, very honest way where you may not be prepared for what's coming up ahead for you. So what does this mean? My sense is, okay, coming over here to Malachite, this is a card of toxicity, negativity, but it's about protection of the heart, you know, and it really calls on you to ground yourself, to get connected with nature, and to really earth the energy in a way that is realistic and connected to what it is that's going on. My feeling is that what's happened here is that you've kind of been swept off your feet by somebody who has quite an enigmatic energies. This is somebody who really knows how to capture an audience in a way that can be very distracting and very lovely, but at the same time it also can be very destructive. So I'm talking about some sort of fairly sensitive issues here. I think essentially the key of what the heart of what I'm trying to say here is you need to be careful as to where this is going, and you need to be cautious as to what this other person's intentions really are. They have a history of some fairly destructive behavior in terms of relationships. And yes, I kind of really feel that there is a connection here between the two of you. However, their history has yet to catch up with them and will certainly cast a shadow over the potential of where this can all go. And I feel that you potentially are going to get caught up in something that has nothing to do with you in terms of a previous relationship or previous dealings with other people that have not been resolved, and which will shed a very challenging light on this person who you've just met. So I feel that it's really important to stay grounded and connected to Mother Nature and to source, you know, to a grounding source that will help you to stay protected. I think you've got to be careful of this chemistry between the two of you. It is very dynamic, very sexually charged, and that can be very distracting, but also it can be enamoring, you know, in as much as it can cast a little bit of a spell, you know, a bit of a love spell that makes you feel that this is all very dynamic and very, very positive on one level. But at the same time, it's sort of, you know, it's important to stay grounded, to keep your bearings so that, you know, you can keep a realistic understanding and connectedness to what's going on with this particular person. Guys, I hope this reading has made some sense to you. And if it has, please leave some feedback down below. It'd be great to get your comments. Like and share this video where you can. It'd be great to get me out there far and wide. Hit subscribe, tap on the bell icon if you can. That'd be great. It'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. I release videos each and every week, so feel free to browse those that have already been posted. Take care, and thanks very much.